ASEAN economic ministers have met in the Vietnamese city of Da Nang City to discuss the bloc's priorities for economic cooperation this year. And high on the agenda, the mega trade pact, known as the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or RCEP.
Well, CNA's Tung Ngo joins us now with the latest. Tung, what details do you have on these RCEP discussions?
Well, the ministers in today's meeting in Da Nang spent a lot of time discussing the future of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. That is one of the top priorities of ASEAN member states and its partners at the moment. And the agreement would it's called the Mega Trade Pact that would comprise of 40% of the world's GDP. And the 10 ASEAN member states concluded the negotiation process with 5 of its trading partners last November in Bangkok last year. But the 16th partner, India, still has some reservation about market access. So the big question now is whether India would be part of this trade pact. Today, the minister discussed some new approaches to resolve the remaining obstacles to the trade deal. They do not reveal any information about these new approaches because they will continue the discussion tomorrow in a separate meeting on the trade deal. But at the press conference earlier today in Da Nang City, Vietnam Minister of Trade and Industry stressed the optimism on the progress of the trade deal and say that ASEAN is on track to the signing of the trade agreement by November this year.
About the RCEP talk, of course, this is really now a little bit complicated, more complicated. We realize that in order to implement the instruction by our leader in the meeting in Bangkok last November, it is not so easy. But everybody, every party should accelerate and concentrate our effort, expedite our effort to reach this target.
Well, Tung, another key topic is ASEAN working together to maintain the regional supply chain. What can you tell us?
Well, at the meeting today, the ministers expressed the recognition of the need to maintain the supply chain because there's certain disruption to the supply chains in the region due to the impact of the virus. In the joint statement today, they emphasized the need for joint action among ASEAN member states to respond, and this is part of the larger efforts to improve the resilience of ASEAN in the wake of new developments in the region. But in the joint statement, there has not been any concrete steps in terms of joint action so far, but the Minister of Trade and Industry said that we would expect more concrete steps and actions later during this year in other meetings of ASEAN.
Tung, just quickly, tomorrow is the final day of the retreat. What can we expect?
Well, tomorrow is the final day, and the minister will spend most of their time on a separate meeting on the future of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. They will discuss solutions and new approaches in order to push the trade deal forward with the aim to be signed by November this year.
All right, many thanks for that. Tung Ngo speaking to us from Da Nang in Vietnam.